G'day and welcome to the channel. Tim here with another video on some of my useful tools, and today we're going to just have a general look at all the tools in my disposal. Well, not all, but just a general look at all of the tools that I have. So we'll start off by what you can see here. Of course, we've got the flipper, we've got the Hack RF. The Flipper Zero, if you're not aware of the Flipper Zero, check out my other videos. It gives you sub gigahertz, RFID, NFC, infrared, utilities that can utilize the GPIO, bad keyboard, which is like a ducky script, and lots and lots and lots of other tools that are generated by the community. We've got the Hack RF. This has got the Mayhem Portapack H2 unit on it, and I've got an issue with the speaker. It's not the greatest quality speaker in it, and it's picking up noise and stuff. But the Hack RF, you can put it, well, battery's flat in it, but you can put it in Hack RF mode and use GNU Radio or SDR Play or any of those other fun tools, but it's also got lots of stuff inbuilt, like decoding POCSAG, and just the possibilities are endless with this, and then combined with this. So next up we have this here. Now this looks like a wireless router, but it's actually what's called a Wi-Fi pineapple. The Hack 5 team developed this thing called a Wi-Fi pineapple. The hardware similar to their Tetra model, which is now obsolete, but still quite powerful. And so this is a standard router you can just buy. I bought this on local Facebook Marketplace. There is an SD card on here. There was some extra hacks and mods I had to do to the software to get it to use the SD card as the root, otherwise it would just fill up. And then as a companion to it, I have this, which contains a USB hub and another 3 wireless network cards. And then with those wireless cards, I can produce extra fake access points or have it in client mode to connect to a wireless network to give internet access to this being a fake access point, or however I want to do it. It just gives me more options. I can even use these because packet injection works under OpenWRT. And this here is an NRF24 modified firmware of a Logitech dongle, and just plugged into it as well. Just gives me an extra wireless hacking tool that I can utilize if needed. This is based off the Wi-Fi pineapple Termidor, I think he's got it pronounced as. I'll put a link in the description below on the firmware used and the different routers and whatnot. There's a GitHub page. Guy goes by the name of Swazi, something like that. He's developed it. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. And he's done a great job and keeps that relatively up to date. The latest update as of today was 2 weeks ago that he's updated the firmware. Totally recommend tinkering with something like this. It's really, really cool. And now we get over to this. This has got some fun stuff in it. So open it up and straight away you can see some Flipper Zero boards and Pwnagotchi. The Flipper Zero boards, we've got our NRF24 PA module. So this is a high-powered NRF24 module. Plugged straight into the top of the flipper, and I've got the antenna color-coded, of course, because it's white, because this actually uses an SMA connector, and standard wireless adapters use RP SMA, reverse pin SMA. So this is standard SMA, and gives you a decent amount of gain compared to this little one on here. I've actually used this doing a bit of a scan around and whatnot, and I found a vulnerable mouse, and I sent some codes, just some basic code saying just wake up Neo, the Matrix has you, and it came up on one of the admin ladies' computers, and so very quickly we upgraded the firmware on that mouse, and then it was no longer vulnerable. So it was a good one to identify. You'll recognise this one. This is the Wi-Fi dev board. This has Wi-Fi monitor installed. It's an older version, and I've still got the SD card on the back for storing your captured files. The later versions of this firmware support writing directly to the flipper, but in this case I'm still running the older firmware. I actually got a broken wire that I need to repair as well. One day I'll get around to 3D printing a case for it, but this one here is an ESP8266 module. I use my version on this, my version of the ESP8266 software, because I still run the original firmware for the deauthor, which provides a Wi-Fi interface if I want to just power this by itself, or I can utilize the flipper to control it. Purely the only reason why I still run it, and it's also 4 wires that connect into it, and a jumper, and it works like a treat. This here, this allows me to run my boards in a slightly discreet manner. So I can put that there. It's just a jumper across to each pin, and then I can actually connect these boards in behind the flipper like so, like that. So then it looks a little bit more discreet. Yeah, I like it. It sometimes is a necessary thing. Most of the time don't really worry about it. So yeah, go over to the Pwnagotchi. Now, if you're not sure what a Pwnagotchi is, I'll put a link in the description below and you can check out what a Pwnagotchi is. But basically it's a auditing tool where you walk around with this in your pocket and it just collects WPA handshakes. You can't break the encryption as such straight off those handshakes. You do need to brute force or word list crack those files, but generally people use standard stuff. Especially around here you'll find Big Pond or Telstra wireless routers, where they often use, or even D-Link as well, they often use a standard pattern for their default Wi-Fi passwords, and they're pretty easy to break with modern graphics cards. This one here is a little bit special. You can see there's a little thing in the end here, and this sticks out a bit from the standard STL file. This is my own design. It adds the BN180 GPS module and allows me to log the GPS coordinates when it captures a handshake. This is certainly not one of my best prints, but it's functional, it works. And of course a little thing for it so it's easier not to lose it. Yeah, I've walked around with this quite a lot, and it's quite good. It's got the UPS module in it as well to give it battery backup or battery supply. Generally works pretty well. We've got some extra Wi-Fi antennas and dongles. So this is actually USB 3 wireless AC high powered adapter. I like these. I'd really recommend grabbing these. They do require an extra thing put into most Linux distributions, just an apt-get thing, but generally it's pretty easy to do, and they support injection as well. So you got 2.4 and 5 gigahertz straight off the bat with that one. High gain antenna, handful of low gain antennas, and this one here is a wireless AC USB 2 network card, just small, discreet, and works quite well. Now we get over to this thing. This is kind of cool. So this is actually an orange Pi with a battery backup, and we've actually got two little lights here. If I turn it on, you've got the battery light, and then when it boots up, these will light up. Yeah, the green light indicates that it's ready to attack, and then when you plug this into a network, it runs network exploits. Yeah, that can be Nmap, or it can be any other network-based exploit that you want to run. This one's called a JabberJaw, which is a clone of the Sharkjack that Hack5 make. Now this one's actually based off different hardware. I'll see if I can open it up. Alright, so that sort of split apart a bit worse than I was expecting it to. Now I'm going to have to repair that wire that broke, but that's fine. That's just power to the main board. Yeah, this here is a little single board computer called an Orange Pi, and underneath this battery, so this is just a standard model battery, piece of cardboard for insulation, we've just got basic USB battery pack charging circuit that I've robbed out of an old USB battery pack, power switch that turns on and off the 5 volts to the Orange Pi. And the fun thing with the Orange Pi, not only have you got status LEDs on the main board just to know when to activate the script or whatnot, you've also got a USB port here, but you've got USB headers here. They require a bit of modding in the firmware to get that USB header to work. This also has onboard Wi-Fi, but the onboard Wi-Fi does not work very well with OpenWRT. So I've got this here, which is a USB wireless network card, and it provides Wi-Fi connectivity for this. There'll be a little wireless access point that pops up called JabberJaw, and it allows you to log in, change the scripts, download any results from the payloads, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's it for this stuff. If you're interested in the build of this, I've got some video footage there that I did try to do, but it's due for a firmware update anyway, so I wouldn't mind just rebuilding it from scratch and showing you guys the build for it. If you're interested in the firmware for this and how to set it up, I'm more than happy to go through that with you. Just let me know in the comments below, and yeah, any questions, comment below. If you liked the video, found it informative, hit that like button, share the video if you want, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.